Yes, people, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? This is Theo here. I'm live. I've never ever done a live video before, and yeah, I decided to just do something that's just a little bit different. I want to just basically come out with a video in which I talk about 2021 as a whole. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna be on here for about half an hour or so, just like literally just talking about what I feel about 2021, and yeah, just see what happens and go through it. If you're new around here, please like this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new around here. It will definitely help me. But yeah, so yeah, I'm not gonna waste any time. Let's crack on. Okay, so 2021 for me, I think it's been better than the last year. Obviously, we are into year two into the pandemic, and we're still trying to fight a way out of it, and we still got a long way to go to actually get ourselves out of it because we got the Omicron variant about right now, and yeah, we're trying to find our way to try and get over that. I'm obviously hearing reports that it's it's more accessible than the Delta, but there's been milder symptoms. That's what I've been hearing, but I don't know whether or not it will resort to deaths. We have to wait and see how it's going to affect things over the coming days, the coming weeks. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. Um, I haven't come across any Omicron variant cases yet. And I say yet, keyword, that might come in the next few weeks or so. But so far, so good that I've been keeping safe. I've been very, very lucky to be keeping safe, to adhering to the rules, to wash my hands where I can, to wear my mask where available. I know that people do not like wearing masks. I mean, that was a situation, wasn't it? Just knowing that people can wear masks in certain areas, but they can't wear masks in certain areas, which is it's just kind of confusing to people. And yeah, like I can understand how right now everybody's more or less been on edge. We thought that in Christmas, Merry Christmas, by the way, we thought that that was going to be the case where Christmas was going to be cancelled because of the Omicron variant, and weirdly, the devolved nations in this country, like Scotland, Wales, have already put restrictions in, but not England, which is a bit weird in a sense. And obviously, Boris Johnson has come up to some form of scrutiny. Well, he has been doing it for a while now because we got the Partygate scandal that's been going down. Oh my God! Like I was so annoyed, really, really, really annoyed about that because you got this guy who is supposed to be leading the country, supposed to be doing things to protect the nation's health. All of a sudden, he goes out and parties, and then that opens the door for everybody to think, if he's doing it, why should we be going to adhering to the rules? We all had to make sacrifices, and we all had to do our best um, to make sure that we were safe because the pandemic changed everything that we hold dear as a human race. And I think that is just the wrong thing to do, just knowing that these people were out there partying left, right, and center. They don't care about what they're doing and how they're doing it. They just think to themselves, like, oh yeah, let's just party. It doesn't matter with anybody else. It's like there's one rule for them, it's another for everybody else. And I just think that just is just wrong. So so yeah, I've done a video about that. Just like literally losing my brain about that. That was just so I was just so annoyed with the way that it came down. And we're hearing that there was more than one party. There was several over the course of last year, some into this year. But it's all going to get founded out. And it did get founded out. Let's be real. Boris Johnson's at an all-time low in terms of the popularity. I'm hearing that there's going to be people who are going to look to remove him from office if possible. Um, and I don't know if that's going to happen in the general election. But for me, I've never really been a fan of him. I think there's just been a buffoonery about him. Even Anton Decker got in on the act with I'm a Celebrity. They've made jokes about him, which is very funny, by the way, but so true, and it was so relevant to everybody because they're saying what we're all thinking, and I thought that was just spot on how they done things. I mean, the guy talks about Peppa Pig. That's just that's not even a prime minister. That is just somebody who's just losing the plot basically. And I don't think he can. I don't think he can survive long. I don't think he will survive long. So maybe next year we'll probably see some movement, but we'll see what's going on. So let me talk about other bad things that happened as well. So you got Donald Trump causing trouble. He ended up getting himself impeached. He got himself banned from Twitter. I know he's been trying to get get his message out there to his fans, followers, and the like. He even told people to storm the Capitol building. Like, even though to some people would say, yeah, he never told them to do it. I can read between the lines. He told them to go and storm the building. And when that happened, I was like, what? Like, I saw the news and even I can't even understand why he did what he did, but he did. So yeah, people are storming the building. I saw the documentary. I was like, oh my God, these people are storming up into a place where it is like it's really, really bad. To know that like there's so many history involving America in that building, trashed, and and it's disgusting the way that happened. And I'm not even American, and even I wouldn't accept what was going on. So that was just mad. Um, I got to talk about Afghanistan, the withdrawal from Afghanistan. That was just when I remember when that yeah, I can't talk when that went down. When I heard that it was happening, I was like, it was just kind of a um, it was kind of a surprise at first, but then when I've heard things that's gone on, yeah, it was crazy. It was mad. I saw the people trying to grab on the aircraft or airplane as it was taking off. I've seen the desperation from people. It's not a sight to see. Um, knowing that there's been terrible things that happening in Afghanistan, and people are trying to live their lives and everything. It's just been crazy, but what can you do? What can you do? But like, I feel so sorry for those people out there. But it was just a complete and utter disaster that happened. Um, of course, you had the recent hurricanes and the tornadoes that's causing destructions. You had the wildfires that went down, and obviously the positive thing was COP26. Now, I've sat and watched with interest to see what the countries are going to do about climate change. We saw the freak weather that's been going on in countries, so the wildfires, we've seen the floods, we've seen all of that good stuff that's been going down the last few years or so. And it's got to a point now where they're coming together to try and stop climate change from happening. Now, I've heard about all the like what was said and everything. Everybody was being passionate about things, and at the moment, they're going to have to come back for another COP 27, and that's going to happen in Egypt. And then from there, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's just been tough, really. Sorry, that was my phone there. But yeah, it's been tough, really, because what I've seen was that yes, positivity that, you know, that they're going to try and see what they can do, but ultimately it's going to be harder for people um, because they're going to break away from tradition, from common law, all that stuff. It's really difficult. Really difficult. And then we come to insulate Britain, who's been uh, causing havoc and blocking traffic over the last month or so. And the government got a hold of the situation, in a sense, where they put injunctions for these protesters. I covered it myself, just making videos about these guys, and I tried to understand them. I tried to really get where they're coming from, and I understand where they're coming from. It's just that I don't believe in doing something so extreme that it involves people's lives, people's livelihoods. We've seen a lady who was trying to get to the hospital to be with her mother, and they stopped her from doing it. You know, well, I heard about another lady who's been stuck in traffic in a car, and the son was there trying to get her to hospital, and that lady ended up being paralyzed, having a stroke and being paralyzed, and that patient could have actually got to hospital quicker. She would have actually got treated. And even me as an NHS worker, I was like so sad about that situation when I heard it. When I heard about that situation, it was just wrong. But yeah, it has been a crazy year. Um, so what else has gone down? Derek Chauvin, earlier this year, is being guilty three counts for the murder of George Floyd, and I was right here with my mom, watching the verdict as it went down, and at that point, um, I was happy that he got convicted, because had that been no conviction, I don't know what I would have done. I don't know how I would feel. But 22 and a half years he will be in prison for. It's not really doing the best. I think he should have got life, personally, because you don't, like, you know, kneel over someone's neck, especially when they're defenseless. I don't care if George Floyd um, is uh, is a is a felon, whatever. But the problem is, you know, police tactics in America. It's not been great the way they do it, and especially when guns are involved. And I don't agree with what they're doing. And yeah, like in this country, you don't see that happening. There's better ways of actually dealing with people and the tactics and all that stuff. There's better way. And yeah, Derek Chauvin just like forgot all that and just like stood on the guy's neck for literally over 10 minutes. I don't know what to say. But I'm glad he's in prison. The world's better off without him. Um, Even though he was a police officer, the world's better off, because a guy died and it was caught on film, and we all saw the footage. We all saw it, and I don't think I'll be able to forget that in a hurry, if I'm really being honest. Um, it was just the most difficult things I ever had to see. Very difficult. And even me as a black person on top of that as well, it's even angered me even more about it. And I just hope now, with the family of George Floyd, they'll be able to move forward. There's still justice that needs to be done, because other people have been killed from this situation, but it's changed everything. It's changed the talk of the conversation, where how about racism and about black people as a whole. Obviously we've seen some movements, but not enough. So I do think that there needs to be work around that situation, where, you know, because there needs to be more inclusion, um, and I do think that in terms of Black people, we do need to have more representation. We do need to have more people in senior positions, and we need to be able to know that there's a sense of progression. Right now, there's been not been much, but there's going needs to be uh, a better way of actually dealing with things, um, so we can grow as a community. One of the things that I've noticed as well is that I've been joining Facebook groups that's got Black-owned businesses and so on and so forth, and that's been a positive thing as well. So that be able to connect and be able to communicate and be able to know where to go for certain things and whatnot. And yeah, I applaud all those businesses that's trying to make a difference. Or people, even me, like with my channel, I'm trying to always talk about my community, where I'm from, and everything else. So at least then I can share that sort of thing about myself, and long may that continue. Okay, some other positive things to talk about. We had the Olympics. Obviously, it was delayed from the pandemic, and I still can't even understand why we're saying Olympics 2020. I still can't understand why it's called Olympics 2020, and yeah, it's just really been annoying that we have to call it that way. Sorry, it's my phone that's going off. I apologize. But yeah, so the Olympics was a great success, even though it was actually performed behind closed doors, and I think that we saw heroes emerging. We got people like Sky Brown, who's only 13 and won a medal. We saw cycling still actually dominating things. Even with BMXing, you got Bethany Shriver doing bits. You got Kai, the Prince of Peckham. He knows what I'm talking about. The Prince of Peckham. So I know the name, but the name escapes me. But he's from Peckham. I know that, and he's been doing bits as well. You got Emily Campbell, weightlifting, and she won a medal as well. She's been doing bits as well. So I do see that there's going to be potential for more and more people to take up the sports and possibly represent the country in the next Olympics. So I do like seeing that. I do like seeing that there's heroes, and there's you're hearing the stories about who they are, what they've been doing, how they managed to get to this point, and just following on their journey to see what they're going to do next. And I think that's been a real nice thing that I've been following these people that's been making their names for themselves in the Olympics, and I hope that they do have great careers. So from the Olympics to the Euros, and the Euros for me, again, it was delayed because of the pandemic, and we still got to call it Euro 2020. And England have got to the final, and I didn't even think that was ever going to be possible. But weirdly, what's happened is there's been likable players. There's been a connection. Um, there's some form of a way that the whole country was just united. And yeah, we had a really good summer. I mean, I was in Ledbury for one of the games. I actually missed a few minutes of it, to be honest. But I was actually with my brother, who's got married earlier this year, and I missed a couple of games due to that. But the whole country was enjoying the Euros. I enjoyed the Euros. Like, it was just a great way of just connecting with everybody, even though much of it happened in Wembley. But yeah, I enjoyed the Euros immensely. and the World Cup is next year, even though it's going to take place in Qatar. So I don't know what's going to happen. Like, there's a long story that's going to be going about all that, and I'm going to be covering it, obviously, but it is a sense that I'm looking forward to the World Cup, but I'm not looking forward to it at the same time. But I'm going to do a video about that in due course, so don't worry. Squid Game. Anybody, unless you lived under a rock, has watched Squid Game. Personally, I like to see what's coming up on Netflix. When I'm on my phone, sometimes I look to see what's coming on, and I look at the trailers, and I gotta say to myself, can I see myself watching this? Will I like it? So I went with Squid Game. The reason why is because there was a show called Takeshi's Castle. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. It's probably on Challenge right now. Go and see it. You'll probably know what I'm talking about. But I thought that it was going to be the basis for, okay, let's go and see what's happening. But man, it's just been crazy to see Squid Game and the whole direction of how gripping it is, and how how much craziness that goes into that show, and it's changed the lives of the actors that's in there. And we do know that there's going to be a Squid Game series 2, but we don't know whether or not it's going to continue where they left off, or they're going to try and talk about something else in the series. I mean, they had a long time to digest the success of it, because a few of the actors that's been involved in the show, they've not done something on the scale of this before and end up being a success as it is. Had nothing and ends up having to go every and have everything. And a few of those people are going to end up being in Hollywood. So don't be surprised if you don't see them in a big film somewhere down the line. But yeah, that's all really what I wanted to talk about. There's been some highs, there's been some lows. I mean, for me personally, I've gone through things. Personally, I've had I had a breakdown early this year. My love life wasn't great. I wasn't even in a good place, and it's just been crazy, dating wise, and yeah, it wasn't great. I wasn't in a good space. I wasn't enjoying my work because there was an incident that happened at work, and it kind of got me to a place where I just thought I just didn't feel good. But the good thing is, I do have people who have cared about me and reached out to me and encouraged me, and talked to me, and yeah, I just got better. I just got better in life. So now I'm in a really, really good place now. Really, really good. And I think what I want to do going to 2022 is that, for me, I want to work harder. I want to be even more successful. I want to do great things in life. I want to kick on, and I want to be able to travel. Man, I would like to be able to travel again. I miss being out on the plane. I miss going to a destination, and hopefully, um, things will get better in 2022. There's some big films to see as well. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. You got Avatar 2 coming. You got Top Gun Maverick, that's coming as well. You got John Wick 4 coming. I think it's pushed back to 2023, but yeah, you got that coming. You got so much coming. There's so much coming our way, and I can't wait for 2022. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it'll be the best year ever. But yeah, that's all I wanted to do. So yes, that's all I got to say, people. Thank you for joining me for my live. I hope you enjoyed it. This is my first live. I know I haven't got nobody watching right now because they're probably doing something else or whatever. But I just figured I wanted to do this just to mess around, just to see what it's like, to do something that's a bit different. And I wanted to, yeah, just get it out there and see just say what I need to say on in a live sense, and in a live sense, in a live setting. That's a better way to say it. But yeah, I enjoyed being on YouTube. So far, I've got 230 subscribers now. I'm so happy with that. Thank you for the support that I've been getting. And yeah, I'm going to continue to do more stuff on YouTube. So look out for more Shakedown. I'm hoping to try and interview more people. I hope to do more vlogs, because the Jamaica vlog was the biggest thing that I've done today on this YouTube channel, and I want to be able to do more, to be able to share some more stuff, and I'm hoping to interview more people, as I say. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, I've been doing some really good stuff on here. Just check out what I've done over the past couple of years or so. Yeah, so I'm happy. So yeah, I'm coming off this live now. So I'll see you guys in 2022. Please stay safe, whatever you're doing, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace. Thanks for watching.